Hey guys, today I want to make a video about something that I've been wanting to talk about for a while. So as most of you know, I am in an interracial relationship. Ben is Filipino and I am American. It might not be the most drastic of interracial relationships, but it still comes with pretty much most of the same issues. As a society, we really should be working toward the goal of not having those kinds of issues, but it doesn't really work that way. You're never going to get everybody to agree 100% on anything. Something might become accepted by the majority of people, but there's always going to be those people who do not agree or are not happy. There's nothing that you can do about it. So how do you deal with it? The town that Ben and I were from in Louisiana was actually kind of like its own little bubble. We never had issues there with people looking at us strangely or saying anything rude to us. There was no even separation. There was no question in the face. There's no even any special statement to make anything out to say, oh, look, you're in an interracial relationship. That's great. It was just, you're in a relationship. I'm happy that you're in a relationship and that you're happy. When we moved to Oklahoma, it was different, and not in a good way. The first couple weeks that we lived here, I wasn't really paying attention, but I noticed that Ben didn't really like going out with me. He didn't want to go places, and when we did go places, he wanted to get out really, really fast. I asked him about it, and he told me that anytime we would go somewhere, people would look at us like we were strange, or would glare at him for the fact that he was with me, or would give me a disgusted look because I was with him, and he couldn't handle it. It wasn't until after that that I started to notice it, and it was really bad. We could walk into Walmart, and the first 5 people out the door would give us these glares, these stares, like they just couldn't believe that I would be dating someone like that. It was so much and so often that I finally just got to the point that I was not going to let Ben feel bad, because it made me feel bad, but it made him feel worse because he didn't want people having a bad opinion of me. That was not okay with me at all. When people would give us a weird look, I would just loop my arm through his and kiss him on the cheek in front of them. I would turn to him and I would whisper in his ear or just do something small that would show an intimate relationship. And I know that's kind of bad to say that I was doing that out of spite, but that was why I was doing it, because I wanted to show that I was proud of Ben and I was happy to have him by my side. If you don't like it, too bad. You don't have to look. You don't have to be in that kind of relationship, but I'm with someone who loves me, and that's what matters to me. I can't say that me doing that really caused an uproar. It didn't. People would just look away with a huff, and I can't say that it caused any changes either, because it still happens. I've just learned to ignore it, and it's kind of sad that I've had to get to the point that I've had to learn to ignore it. Race does not mean anything when it comes to your relationship at all. It doesn't change how genuine it is. It doesn't change the emotion behind it. It doesn't change anything. The only thing that it changes is that you're bringing in different cultures and intermixing them. And guess what? If you have the ability to appreciate another culture, that's actually a really good thing. It opens you up to having to realize that there are other people who do other things differently than the way that you've grown up or the way that you've always known them. We are in a multicultural society. We need to get over that fear. There's nothing to be afraid of. The only thing that it can do is enrich you more. People shouldn't have to walk around wondering and worrying if someone's going to judge them or judge their significant other because of who they are or who they're with. It shouldn't be that way. We should just be able to accept the fact that people have differences, and the differences do not make them any less of a human being. Race should have no say in anything. You love who you love. They treat you well, you love them, and they love you. There should be no question about it. It should just be accepted. It's not, and I really don't think that there's any way that I can change it myself. I really wish there was an easy solution. I wish it was just a switch that you could just flip, and all of a sudden everybody would realize, hey, you're human and you're human and you want to be human together. That's great. Let's be humans. That's really all it is. By being in my relationship, I'm not trying to make a stand. My relationship is not about making a stand against hatred or discrimination toward interracial couples. My relationship is strictly about my emotion and my feelings for Ben and the way that we are together. That has nothing to do with that. But because I'm within a relationship like that, I also have the ability to say something about it, and that's why I'm making this video. I just want the hate to stop, and I want some people to be a little bit more understanding. It's kind of hard to do. We've been very lucky to have very accepting friends and very accepting family, and we've been able to not even really notice that we're any different from each other. The only difference that we know is that we came from different places in the world. My skin's a little bit lighter than his, but we're still the same kind of person on the inside, and that's what matters. I wish everybody could see it in that kind of light. It's hard to even argue that you're representing it in a black and white manner, because black and white can say it should just be simple to understand that you stay with your kind of people and they stay with their kind of people, whereas it could also be black and white says that you should be able to accept everything instead of not accept everything. That's not the way that it is. And I really wish it was more along the grayscale where you can't tell the difference. And there's no reason to tell the difference, because we're all just people. I'm sorry about the serious content in this video, guys. It's just something that I've been wanting to talk about for a while, and I didn't realize I needed to say something about it until the other day when I mentioned to Ben that I hadn't noticed people being so negative towards us, and he spent the next couple minutes pointing out people who were, and I had realized that I was ignoring it instead of, I felt so bad for the fact that I was ignoring it instead of trying to do something about it.